Oh. Hey friends, how's it going? Ash here, welcome back to JenSense. So I was shopping online, looking through Macy's, looking through Sephora, some of the usual haunts, looking to see if some new fragrances had popped up, and I noticed something. And that thing that I noticed is Macy's and Sephora popping out their curated sample sets. And I've had some good luck with these sample sets in the past, some actual amazing deals to be found. And so today I want to talk to you guys about those sample sets and let you know, fill you in on these potential deals and let you know how to sample all these different fragrances, dozens of different fragrances, on a little shoestring budget. I'll have these linked in the description below, guys, both to Macy's and Sephora. And if you shop at luckyscent.com, maxaroma.com, So Avant-Garde, or Twisted Lily, pause the video, here's some codes to save you some money. So we talked about one of the Sephora sets last year. And with that Sephora set, essentially the way it works is you buy the set, it's $72. They send you samples of certain fragrances, and then you get to pick from those samples the fragrance that you like the most, and they'll send you a full bottle free of charge. So a full bottle, full presentation, straight from Sephora. So we're gonna talk about that one first, but then we're also going to talk about the Macy's sample set, which I think, if you're just wanting to try as many things as possible, is one of the absolute, hands down, best sample sets that you can possibly buy, period. It is a great deal for what you get. The reason we're gonna talk about the Sephora one first is because, of course, with that one, you pick a full bottle that you want after you're done sampling. The Macy's one essentially is just massive, but with the caveat, no free bottle. Okay, so I'm gonna run through the sample set, let you know what fragrances are in there, let you know what I think about them. I'm gonna give you the retail price, and I'm gonna give you the discounter price. That way you have all that info and you can make an informed decision yourself. So the sample set itself is $72 US. That's going to come with the free bottle. That's going to come with the toiletry bag. That's going to come with the samples. Obviously, the free bottle comes after you try the samples and then tell them which one that you want. It actually comes with a little card inside of your set that has a code. You use that to redeem and get a free bottle either from the website, which is what I did when I got Ombre Leather, or you can go into a Sephora and get something there. Also keep in mind, does not work inside Sephora's inside JCPenney's. Has to be like an actual Sephora. I don't have one of those nearby me. That's why I just ordered from the internet. It's easier that way. Okay, the first fragrance that is in this set is Burberry Hero Eau de Parfum. So you get a sample of this one, and if you pick this as the fragrance that you want, you will get a 50 ml size bottle. Not all the fragrances come in 50 mils if you pick them, but this one is 50 if you choose that to be your free bottle. So this retails for $110 for a 50 ml size bottle. So obviously if you pay $72 and you get this plus all the samples, plus a little bag and all that, that's a good deal. But at discounters, you can find this for about 69 bucks for a 50 ml. So then it turns out to be still not a bad deal because you get more for just $3 more. So it works out pretty well, but it's not like a great, like, bash you over the head deal. Burberry Hero Eau de Parfum actually, I think, is a really good fragrance. I like this. Nice, sweet, warm, easy to wear in fall and winter, big people pleaser. It's a good fragrance. Okay, the next option is Gucci Guilty Eau de Parfum, and you would get a 50 ml size bottle of this one. And this also retails for $110 for a 50 ml size bottle. So again, that is a really good deal when you're comparing retail to retail. This is gonna be classier. It's going to be a little bit more unique as well when compared to Burberry Hero Eau de Parfum. Obviously, if you're sampling all these, you'll smell them and you'll decide. And this one at discounters for 50 ml is actually around 84 bucks. That's the cheapest that I found it as of filming this video. So this one actually would be a really good deal. It's 12 bucks lower than I can find it right now at discounters. Plus you're getting all the other stuff on top. Your next option is Invictus Platinum from Paco Rabanne. And this is another one that would be a 50 ml size bottle. Retails for $94 for a 50 ml size bottle, but this one at discounters you can find for a little bit less. You can find this as of this video for about $61 at discounters. That is going to be the most affordable of the entire bunch that we talk about here today at discounters. But again, I mean, if you've never smelled this or any of the other fragrances, it may be worth it to pay the extra 11 bucks to get all the samples of all these fragrances and decide which one works best for you instead of just going in blind and scooping it up and then maybe not liking it. Next option is Luna Rossa Ocean Eau de Toilette. Would be more interesting if it was Luna Rossa Ocean Eau de Parfum, which just came out, but what are you gonna do? And this retails 50 ml size bottle for $95, so $1 more than the Invictus. And you can find this one at discounters for that size bottle for $62, $1 more than Invictus. Great blue fragrance, nice little classy touch to it, extremely easy to wear and very appealing. The next one, also a 50 ml size bottle, Valentino Uomo Born in Roma Coral Fantasy. Once again, it would be more interesting if it was Valentino Uomo Born in Roma Intense, but Coral Fantasy it is. To be fair though, Coral Fantasy, there's a lot of fans. Really appealing sweetness with this one, nice tobacco note in there. It's really solid stuff. And this one you can find for about 68 bucks at discounters, but as of when I'm filming this video, sold out at pretty much every major discounter. Fragrance Buy, sold out. Joma Shop, sold out. Fragrance Net, sold out. So that does make this one a little bit more intriguing, more interesting. And I think actually, the more I've worn this, you bump this up against a lot of these other fragrances, it's probably gonna be one of the more appealing ones to a lot of people out there, I'd say. And these are some heavy hitters when you're talking compliment pullers. Okay, the next option, you get a 100 ml size bottle. It's Versace Eros Eau de Parfum. Now, on its nose, that sounds like the most appealing one so far pretty easily. Oh, it's 100 mils. It's Eros, which everybody knows, everybody loves, and it's the Eau de Parfum, the Goldilocks one. But it actually only retails for $107. So 100 mils of this retails for less than Burberry Hero or Gucci Guilty Eau de Parfum. And you can find 100 mils of this at discounters for about 65 bucks. That being said, you can't take away from the success of this guy, can you? This is really about a year-round fragrance. In summertime, you go a little bit less heavy on the trigger, but really versatile, huge compliment puller, one of the best sellers in the US. Now, the next option is what I think is the best option if you're just looking for maximum bang for your buck. I think this is the one that is like this samples iteration or version of what Tom Ford Ombre Leather was on the last one. It's Spice Bomb Night Vision Eau de Parfum from Viktor and Rolf, and you get the 90 ml size bottle, not the 50 ml. That retails for $134 in the 90 ml size. So easily the most expensive of the bunch. And at discounters, you can find it around $87 or so on the lower end for a 90 ml size bottle. So this is gonna be the most expensive one at retail and the most expensive one at discounters. Viktor and Rolf typically is not heavily marked off at discounters. So I wouldn't expect this to have the bottom drop out of it or anything like that and suddenly be less expensive than it is now. But that's not the last option. The last option is actually a very popular scent, probably the most popular of anything here, along with Eros, and it's YSL Y Eau de Parfum. Unfortunately, a 60 ml size bottle, so you don't get the full 100 ml, but my 60 ml has worked for me just fine. And this is the second most expensive one at retail, $123, so pretty pricey. And this one you can find at discounters for about 74 bucks on the lower end. So again, that's more expensive than getting this whole set at 72. So you could potentially get the YSL plus all the samples and the other stuff for a couple bucks less than the cheapest price right now at discounters when I check. So for me personally, the ones that stick out the most to me are gonna be the Y Eau de Parfum, Spice Bomb Night Vision, and then probably Coral Fantasy, and actually the Gucci Guilty. Coral Fantasy has been getting a little bit harder to find at discounters. It sells out pretty quickly, and they don't seem to restock it quite as fast as a lot of other fragrances. So those four would probably be the ones that stick out to me the most, just based off of my perceived value that you're getting with the whole set. So this is all gravy, this is all cool, but what about the Macy's one? 23 fragrance samples in there, and how much is it gonna run you? Only 30 bucks. I cannot think of a better way to sample a whole mess of fragrances than that. Because if you go look up carded samples, you're usually gonna end up paying at least $3-4 bucks per carded sample from most people. Or maybe you buy a 5 milliliter or a 3 milliliter, but you're still gonna end up paying considerably more than you probably should for those fragrances. So let's run through really quickly just this list of the fragrances that you get with this one. And it's an interesting list. It has some newer fragrances and some more classic fragrances. It's essentially just a big mix. And especially if you're starting out, this is gonna be an awesome way to kind of experience some different things out there. Some classics that you definitely should know about, but also some new releases and a lot of stuff in between. So here we go. We're gonna run through this. Azzaro Chrome Eau de Toilette, the original Chrome. And that one, if you do like it, buy it from discounters. Chrome is very inexpensive from discounters, kind of an out of the shower fresh fragrance. Azzaro, the Most Wanted Parfum. That one, a huge hit in the fragrance community. A great, warm, sweet fragrance, perfect for fall and winter time and date nights. Compliment monster. Burberry Hero Eau de Toilette. So Sephora has Hero Eau de Parfum and there's Hero Eau de Toilette here in Macy's. Kind of a modern woody fragrance, pretty safe, a lot of cedar in that one. Bulgari Man Rain Essence, so the new Bulgari Man. Very clean, that one. Nice springtime fragrance. Didn't really wow me, but good to have in here since it is the newest from that line. Pasha de Cartier Edition Noir, which is interesting to see in there. Would have never expected that. Dolce & Gabbana K Eau de Toilette. Dolce & Gabbana's blue fragrance. So you can bump that up against some of the other big dogs out there in the blue fragrance realm and see how it works for you. Acqua di Gio Eau de Parfum. Big release. Obviously anything Acqua di Gio, pretty massive. Gentleman Society, the newest Gentleman. So if you haven't been able to check that out, that's a really good way to get your nose on it. Hugo Boss Bottled Infinite. There are so many different Hugo Boss bottled fragrances they could throw in there. Infinite, a very safe choice, really easy to wear. L'Eau d'Issy, the original L'Eau d'Issy. Cannot argue that for a second, that's a classic, like certified classic. Really big spring, summertime fragrance. And then also Le Male, the original Le Male. Now for me personally, you know, maybe I'd prefer Le Male Le Parfum in there, but if you're just getting into fragrances, it's important to know Le Male. So I'm not gonna argue it. Kenneth Cole Mankind Rise. That's like a freebie, just chucking in a Kenneth Cole in there. And Kenneth Cole also, if you like their fragrances, discounters, very inexpensive from those. Mont Blanc Explorer, awesome to have in there. Aventus-ish in the way that it smells, but gotta know that one. And then Paco Rabanne 1 Million and Phantom. 1 Million, another classic. You can lump that in with Le Male. You can lump that in with L'Eau d'Issy. Phantom, it's very sweet. It's got a good amount of vanilla and lavender in there. And I would say, even though that gets hated on, I'm glad that it's in here, because having it in a discovery kit like this means that people can buy this kit for only 30 bucks and they get all these different fragrances. And maybe you smell Phantom and you're like, you know, I really like it. And if it makes you happy, buy it and wear it. It does not matter that people in the fragrance community, fragrance sphere have hated on it. Prada Luna Rossa Ocean, Eau de Toilette once again, so that's in both. Ralph Lauren Polo Blue Parfum, Polo Red Eau de Toilette, and Ralph's Club Parfum. So 3 Ralph Laurens in there. Polo Blue Parfum, I like a lot. I think it's really good. Polo Red Eau de Toilette. I actually like the Polo Red line a good amount, but I liked Polo Red Intense and Extreme more, and unfortunately those are discontinued, so they can't be in here obviously. Ralph's Club Parfum, a newer one, makes total sense. To Me Kinetic. Valentino Uomo Born in Roma Eau de Toilette, the original. A little Invictus-y, nice mineral touch to it, good compliment puller. Versace Eros Eau de Toilette, the OG. And Why Le Parfum. Not Eau de Parfum, Le Parfum, which is technically even more expensive. And then they have a bonus, a little tiny bit of shaving cream. Okay. Overall, I do actually dig this created set from Macy's, because it gives you a lot of different things. And like I said, if you're just getting started, or if you don't even know where to go with fragrances, something like this, you're only out 30 bucks. You get to sample 23 different things. And from there, you can really grow your palette of fragrances. Because if you like something from this, if you like it a lot, you can start looking that fragrance up. Well, what do I like about this fragrance? What is it that I dig about this? And you can kind of go from there to other fragrances that maybe might have similar facets or be in the same family or style, and find even more things that you like. So there we go. I wanted to touch on those. Macy's and Sephora, their sample sets. Macy's, you don't get a bottle, but you get a crap ton of fragrances. And then Sephora, you do get a bottle, and some of them are a really good deal. And then it's like the samples and everything else, it's just gravy. It's just icing. So there we go, guys. I want to thank you for hanging with me here. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys later.